What up, though? Welcome to the FreeGame Producer Podcast. I'm Brian Onrea. We're in the Bandwidth Studios with the big homie, the super producer, the multi-platinum producer.
We back.
The 5-time #1 Billboard producer, Will Power in the building. What's up, homeboy?
Man, I still ain't got used to this intro, bro. You've been doing it for 2.5 years.
Yeah, I know,
maybe
man.
Longer. But wait.
I don't know when
16,
I started.
17,
we started in 2016, but the intro kind of like evolved over like a year or two.
That's fine, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but yeah, we in Bandwidth Studios.
Yeah.
In the luxurious A room, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, we
up in there, big like
Yeah, man.
That's
In the
Tess
A-room.
on behind the boards, you know what I'm saying?
What's been up, man? What's popping with you, bro?
Just blessed, man. Just got back from Cancun. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Motivated, ready to work, man. Ready to get all this shit popping.
Cancun. What made you decide to go to Cancun the first quarter of the year?
Always, man, try to like go somewhere tropical, especially
Yeah.
for spring break.
Yeah.
You know, I got kids, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, spring break is always the deal, going somewhere.
Yeah.
Supposed to go to the DR,
Yeah.
but I had to push it back because of COVID last year. So
Yeah.
I just decided, in the DR, the flights are crazy, so I just transferred it over to Cancun,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, I'm a beach guy. I get a lot of my vibes at the beach.
Yeah.
I love to do retreats at the beach. I go for a weekend to the beach and just sit on the water and just write. You know
Do
what I'm
you
saying?
ever go solo? You like to just go?
I do a lot of it solo. This is what
Yeah.
I won't took my kids this time, but yeah, I'm a solo kind of. Like I'll drive down to Orange Beach by myself
Yeah.
for the weekend, or I drive out to Caligny Beach. I shouldn't tell all my little secret spots, but
Yo, go snitch on your son.
I'll drive out to a beach, man, and
I
just
love
like
it.
and just low key, man, just like just vibe out. You know what I mean? So
That's
yeah,
good
like
shit.
it's other beaches though that I won't name
There it is.
that I go to. So yeah, I just get rejuvenated, man. I'm trying to get you to a retreat, man, at a beach. Get a condo or somewhere.
I need one, man. I need some. You know what I mean? I've been talking to my lady, man, and we, you know, I'm the reason we don't ever really go places because I'm always dug in trying to get it.
It's good for inspiration. If y'all listen out there, if you feel me, put it in the comments or somewhere. Just let me know, man. But to me, man, good landscapes or the mountains. I love going in the mountain. I got some special little mountain hikes I love to go to.
Yeah.
Nature inspires, man, to work. So I would love to get, especially working with you now, you know, on the management side, man. I just want to just test it out, get you to a beach for a week, see if you just get
Yeah, man, let me go ahead and announce that too, man. Shout out to Brian, man. Brian Onrea is officially managing Willpower.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
This is super dope, man. Let's talk about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm excited. What's really dope is the guest we have on today is actually a manager.
Yeah,
for
and you see me
producers.
pick his brain too. I'm trying to get some free game on management.
Yeah,
from
super dope. But I'm excited about the idea. You know, I got a lot of friends in the business, man, and you know, and I've been in the business a while. So, you know, and I also had a long-term manager, you know, for a while. So I was always moving and had, you know, like a system in place. I'm a systems type of guy, obviously, but I think I'm excited about this, man, you know, to be able to do it with a friend. And
for sure,
you know, we know each other so well, man, and you know, we really know what we're looking for and what we want to do with this. And so the strategy is it's fun to strategize. And you know, I'm excited to implement what we've been talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like I hope, you know, maybe 4 or 5 episodes from now, we can talk about what we've been planning, you know, planning here, and it's gonna be dope. But it's all good, man.
That's good. Yeah. I've been around, man, for years, so I've been watching.
Yeah,
you know, it's sort of like working in a company, and you kind of like helping the company run, and you doing certain roles, and you helping the people, but then you just get promoted.
Yep.
So it's kind of like I've been in the company. I'm just a little promotion. So
super dope, man. Well, congrats, bro. Let's get this money.
Thanks, man. Let's get this money. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna party yet. We ain't gonna party till we start getting these checks.
All inquiries, management@willpower.com.
There it is,
I believe,
man.
right? That's the email.
That's it.
Yeah. So,
and it's spelled out. It ain't like all the other shit I got where I just got, you know, letters with no vowels.
The word management at WLPWR.com. Willpower's not spelled
anyway, we'll get it up on the side. Yeah.
Sure.
Also, man, you know what I'm saying? Something we never talk about very much, but follow me on Instagram, all social media at WLPWR. Sure. I'm on a mission, bro. Like today, it's funny that it started today, man. I'm calling it Willpower's $1 Million Journey. Like I'm about to go get to $1 million on this. This is my goal for right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been blessed, so I've had a good life. I've had great, I've been doing really well musically. You know what I'm saying? But I never sat down and said, and this ain't just like when I say $1 million, that is a goal. Don't get me wrong, till I actually, do something that I can take from nothing to a 7-figure type of situation. Mm-hmm. But what I'm really talking about is just like, I'm really talking about my lifestyle change. I want everything to change into $1 million type of thing. So like I'm running 3 miles every day. I'm making no less than 3 beats a day.
There we go.
And I'm doing 3 pieces of content every day. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my mental place is where I'm at right now. That's what nobody gives a fuck, but I'm just on.
You said it.
I
on
just
wax
thought
now.
I would say it. Yeah.
You said it on wax. Now you got to do it now.
Yeah, no, I'm that type of. You know
now.
me, dude. If it comes out my mouth, man, I'm trying to like.
Everybody
really,
looking at you now, homeboy. You got to do it now.
Yeah,
sure.
There it is.
Sure. I'm with it, man. I'm the same kind of way, man. I'm trying to run every day.
Yeah.
On IG, you see me. I try to post my runs just so people can see. So I've gotten DMs from people saying that, yo, keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
matter of fact, if y'all on the Nike Run Club app, man, hit me up. It's Willpower 2020, WLPWR 2020. Jump on there. I'm on your ass though, cause I'm gonna tell you now, I'll be running. The only person who be killing me, bro, Mark Bird. Yeah. Producer homie of ours, man. Mark Bird probably runs 100 miles a month.
Oh yeah. We follow each other. We on the 100 mile thing every month. But
he's still doing that shit, huh? Yeah. We kind of started that together.
I got him a few months. I got him a few months.
That's good. Yeah, because you be up to like 4 and 5 miles. So I ain't running that much yet. I'm still just trying to get my 3 in.
I do about 100 a month myself. Yeah. If I do say so myself, I do about 100 a month.
Well, that's good.
So I'm in there like swimwear, you feel me?
But see, all I got to do now is push away from the table. That's coming too, though. But anyway, let's get on to this show, man.
Hey, man.
Let's keep going.
You got to be good. So anyway, man, first thing I want to touch on is new music, man. Shout out to Lil Durk, dropped this album. Yep. He said somebody got 40 million. Maybe he did. That's dope. You know what I'm saying?
40 million.
Yeah, 40. He tweeted he got the company. He with Sony Music, so I guess they gave him, I don't know. But anyway, 7220 is out, man. Dope project, man. Shout out to like Southside is on there, DJ Bands is on there, Q Beats is on there, Chop Squad DJ Will the Fool was on there, Touch of Trend is on there.
Will the Fool is on there?
He's on there.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah, he's on that track he's on? I just saw Hitmaker's on there. Will the Fool is on Grow Up, a song called Grow Up, and keep it on speaker.
That's extra fire. I gotta get Will on the show, man.
Yeah.
Have we spoken to him before?
We haven't.
I know him, so I'm just assuming
we want everybody on there. You know what I'm saying? Dope project, man. Shout out to him. Benny the Butcher. Tana Talk 4 is out. That's the same cast of characters with Alchemist is on there, and Derringer. Beat Butcher. Pretty much the same crew is always on his albums is on there. So shout out to them. Another dope project, man. A lot of good music coming out.
I'm about to hit him up. Let's go.
Let's go, man. Do it, man. Do it for sure. One thing I wanted to touch on is you got King Crook and Joel Ortiz did the Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse album.
Oh God.
Which brought about a lot of controversy. But the free game I want to talk about is like when you in a group, because I guess it was some issues with the copyright of the name.
Yeah.
And they used a version of the pig logo for the cover. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of beef, with Joel and Crook and Royce and Joe. And I don't really want to get into the beef, but just the whole concept of like how the group is fractured and they didn't want them to use the logo, but they still use the logo. And they talked about Slaughterhouse the whole album. So it was a cool little project too, man. I would, check that out if I was y'all. But I want to relate that to something else later. So I'm going to come back to that, the Slaughterhouse thing. I'm going to put a pin in that real quick. I'm going to come back to that. But that album is out as well.
Yeah.
We mentioned the Kanye West documentary, the last podcast, and I hadn't finished it, but now I finished the Kanye West documentary. I want to talk about that, man. Genius, man.
Yeah.
The documentary, man.
Amazing documentary.
Amazing documentary, man. Shout out to Cootie, which is Clarence Simmons, and Chiki Oza, I think is how you say his name.
Yeah.
They did the documentary, man. Very, very, very excellent documentary. It's a 3-part documentary. It's about 4 or 5 hours total.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's several. Mm-hmm. It's at least 3-4 hours.
Yeah, it's like an hour and 30 minutes per episode at least, maybe 2 hours per episode.
Yes, that's over 4 hours, man. It's an amazing documentary, man. And apparently it sold to Netflix for $30 million.
That's crazy.
So I don't know how the split came, but that's a good payday.
Yeah.
You know? And if you don't know, they follow Kanye West from like the late 90s all the way to like this year to now, and documented the whole journey. Like hours and hours and hours. I think Kanye mentioned it was 7.5 hours of footage.
Yeah.
So that probably had to cut some stuff out, but that's a lot of documentation.
It was fire, man, and it speaks to a lot of things, man. One, it speaks to being patient and understanding what value content has. I think that, you know, obviously they was doing content before it was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, and that, I just think that right there is, you know, it speaks to like the vision of Cootie.
Yeah.
Because he like even said it. He said it, you know, in the beginning, basically. They're like, yo, I recognized early that this was my homeboy and I believed in him and I'm just going to film everything.
Yeah.
And some of the footage is so classic.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, whoa. Like my favorite part of it was when he was walking around in the office trying to get, just play his songs.
They wasn't fucking with him really.
They wasn't. I mean, people liked the songs, but he wasn't important.
He wasn't exactly. He wasn't important.
Yeah, he wasn't important. So that's it, man. You know, but I, you know, in my own walk of business, man, it's like I'm always trying to get my team and just people around me to realize, bro, like keep the cameras rolling. I mean, outside of the, you know, anything that might need to not be recorded, I guess, but it's always good to get the content, man, because the journey, you don't do some of this stuff twice. You sometimes one time is when it happens. Like you're not gonna get that first deal twice. You're not gonna get that, you know, that placement, or you're not gonna have a song take off. Like,
right.
You know, very few times do you even remember that stuff. So if you got footage of it, dude, like at some point that's valuable. If nothing else, it's valuable to your fan base. You know, like luckily, you know, Kanye West became like one of the biggest, you know, entertainers of our, you know,
generation,
this era. And so, yeah, somebody, that's like Michael Jackson putting something out right now. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But it, you know, everything's not gonna be a $30 million play. But like at the end of the day, bro, like if you got a fan base that's like into what you're doing and you've been on this journey, like imagine, you know, Nipsey Hussle's journey being documented. Like we have his music and we have those that were a part of his camp to tell his stories, but like, does anybody actually have the footage? Was anybody there during those moments? Like, I loved it when he slapped the shit out that dude at the Grammys that year. Like, y'all remember that, man? When he like him and some guard or somebody just got to argue, he slapped fire out his ass, and it was on tape. So shit like that. Anyway, I digress.
No, man, it's dope. I remember in the beginning of the documentary, Cootie mentioned he was inspired by a movie called Hoop Dreams.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and if you ever seen that movie, which is so basically, you set out to record for years. Like this is gonna be a year thing. And Hoop Dreams, I'm giving my age now, but it came out in like the early 90s, I believe. But a guy decided to follow these two basketball players from the time they were kids.
Yeah.
Their whole journey and they neither one of them made it to the NBA.
Yeah.
But it was still a good movie though, because they watched them. They came close though, but it was a whole journey. So Cootie said, I don't know how he gonna turn out. I think he's gonna be big, but I don't know. But I'm gonna do a Hoop Dream style and just document him for like.
It's fucking smart.
And it just so happened that he blew up. Whereas the Hoop Dreams,
I just watched some. What was that shit we watched on Instagram? Not on Netflix about the crackhead. Bro, they documented this dude's life for like 4 decades, bro.
What?
And it ended tragically, bro. Like the worst. It ended tragically, bro.
I gotta find the name of that, man.
But it was insanely good because you caught it. It opened up with him like doing some petty robbery, and like got locked up for stealing some shit out like JCPenney, and it just kind of followed him and 3 of his friends, bro. What's it called? Life of Crime, bro.
I'm gonna watch that.
Y'all gotta watch that shit. It's insane.
Life of Crime. But here's what I wanted to get to about the Kanye West. This is the
I'm sitting here thinking about that shit. Like, yo,
Life of Crime, HBO. Send a
tragic.
Check. Free pub. Send a check. But check it out though, man. Here's what I wanted to touch on. You and I talked about this on the phone. I called you from Cancun. It was trip.
Yeah.
About Kanye West and Cootie.
Yeah.
It's just something I kind of noticed in the music industry and in life in general. And we're gonna be we're gonna be as diplomatic as possible in this discussion. Super diplomatic here. Okay. But it's just interesting because the dynamic between Cootie and Kanye West changed.
Yeah.
Whereas there were times when Kanye was kind of fronting on Cootie. Fronting on him. He was kind of fronting on him, man. Like as Kanye West got bigger, and Cootie was doing this thing too. He's a comedian. He was doing successful documentaries for like ESPN, other places, you know. So he ain't no slouch. But at the same time, as Kanye got bigger, he kind of distanced himself and was kind of fronting on him to the point to where Cootie was in a session, I think, with GLC, who was still part of the crew, and Kanye West came and didn't even want him to film him. Like, just don't even film him. He couldn't even talk to him. So, and again, being diplomatic, I've seen this happen in music. I've seen
I've been there.
I've seen how people kind of front on other people, and it just amazes me. And then flipping this back to the Slaughterhouse thing. Again, I love all Slaughterhouse. I love all of. I'm from Detroit, so I'm a big Royce fan. I love it. But you know, Royce is Grammy nominated with his last album. He's next to Eminem. Joe Budden is like this big epic podcaster. Mm-hmm. Crook and Joel are still dope, but they're still on the same level they were pretty much 10 years ago. Yeah. And it seems like it's interesting that they're the ones that's kind of getting fronted on by the two that are kind of like up here. Yeah. You know, and this, again, I love all four of them. It's just interesting to me how and the takeaway I had was focus on your own shit and make sure you dominate your because people can.
All right, so I could speak to the front end part. Mm-hmm. My opinion of the Slaughterhouse shit is it's messy.
It is messy.
So the front end that they're doing, I feel like there's levels to the front end that they're doing. Like, obviously, there's beef from a crew space. But what the shit that I'm calling fronting is when there's no beef. Like, there's no reason to front. There's no reason. You understand what I'm coming from?
The initial front is that they don't want to rap with them no more. They don't want to be right. We don't need this small little group no more.
That's not really fronting
because we big time.
I don't think that's really
before
fronting.
we were all four underground MCs, not really popping, and we all came together underground. Now us two, we not underground. We like big stars now. Y'all still underground, so we ain't fucking with that shit no more.
Yeah,
that's the fronting part to me.
Not to me, because like you either want to be in a group or you don't. I mean, at the end of the day, I think everybody has a choice if they want to still be in a group. It doesn't matter.
But they don't need to because they doing well in life. So
they don't need to. But I don't know that we can really.
No, I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying. But technically, it's kind of, in my opinion, they're kind of fronting on them a little bit. Like, we don't need y'all. And it's the same thing. Like when a Kanye or somebody gets, and I know we ain't.
The only way I would say front, I don't know the story. Are they blocking the other two?
They're not blocking it. They just don't want to rap in a group.
I don't think they fronting there. I think it's just like at the end of the day,
a little bit.
That would be almost
just
like
a little bit.
That's like Eminem going back to D12, bro. Like, nah, bro. I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that.
Not really, because Eminem was already a star. Eminem was already a star who just helped D12 out. So they should be thankful for anything they got out of that. Whereas M was never on the D12 level as a star ever.
I feel like M helped Slaughterhouse.
I don't even. We don't got to get into all that. We don't got to get into all that. The point I'm trying to make is like, it's just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of same thing with Cootie. Like, damn, Kanye, it's still your man though.
See, I don't think it's the same thing.
It's still your man. I think it's similar though. It's similar.
Now I'm gonna speak to the bullshit though, because it is bullshit. You should never front on your homies, bro. You should never front on your homies, like, unless you have beef. And I'm not even saying it's cool to front ever, but I ain't gonna front on you if I don't have beef with you. You know what I mean? And if it's underlying beef, that's whack. You don't front on a nigga then either. Like, go holler at that nigga about it. But the way I look at shit is, I know in my own walk, it's like I've done great things with people, and everybody doesn't elevate the same way. There's just no way. Like,
exactly.
Fortunately, in the world of production, producers are starting to become more famous, more superstar status, more opportunities are opening up for them. But that's not all. That hasn't always been. It's usually whoever they're producing for that ends up getting all the shine. You know what I'm saying? Even from the concept of a song or so. Like you know what I mean? It's a lot of people who help artists make records. But of course, the artist is the, you know, they're the poster child of it all. So when I see artists do that, no matter how great they are, it just, it fucks with me. Like it really boils
as a producer, my free game is any creative, you gotta elevate yourself because it's a dog-eat-dog world.
Yeah, but like,
and they go in front of you, so you got to make sure you make your own
but see, I think now we're talking about class statuses, and you can't really do that, like, because elevation is based on whatever. Like here's the way I look at shit. Like as a producer, I'm established. I'm doing my thing. I'm fine. I don't care to be 10 businesses in and be a billionaire. Like I might be okay being whatever I am. You know what I mean? And so if we meet again, and because you've become a billionaire, partly because of the shit I helped you do, the very least you could do is just have human ethics in this
I agree,
shit.
But
And just like
I
treat
agree.
me like what
I
the
agree,
fuck,
but the free game is motherfuckers ain't like that.
They not
like that.
But what you saying is you gotta have your status up. I don't agree with that.
I'm a competitive guy. So
yeah.
You boss up, I'm gonna boss up on you before you boss up on me. Or you want to boss up? I'm gonna boss up too then, motherfucker. Give you a good example.
That's ego to me.
Boy.
Maybe it is. And
because I don't operate in ego.
Ego is a little healthy a little bit if you direct it right.
Yeah. I guess, man. I just feel like, bro, if you cool, you cool. Like if we ever did something together and we were successful in it, and you kept on going and I stopped, or I kept on going and you stopped. Let
me give you a good example. We were talking about D12 earlier, right? Shout out to the homie Denon Porter, one of my favorite producers. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Denon came in with but Denon made himself like a bona fide, you know what I'm saying, a bona fide like super producer outside of D12, outside of Eminem. So he's still kind of sitting on that, you know what I mean?
I get that.
He was able to elevate. He's still working with Eminem tight now. So
I get that, but that's because, and if we just gonna be 100,
he bossed up though. He bossed up on his own.
But see, I don't think that's got anything to do with it. I think what everything has to do with their relationship is the fact that like M is truly his friend, and that's his boy. Cause it's relative that he bossed up, because you know there's Timberland boss up, and then there's Willpower boss up. Like it's two different spaces, but they all exist and they all have a certain level of success. You understand where I'm coming from?
You're right a little bit, but at the same time, though, like again, I love everybody from Detroit, so I'm a Detroit guy, so I love all of them. Yeah. But there's levels to it. I ain't trying to diss nobody, but like,
definitely not.
But the homie Denon did his thing in comparison to other people.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is that like, as opposed to you just being lazy, or you just not being lazy, it's a bad word, but you just kind of like not bossing up, and then you come back later and it's like they fronting on you. They shouldn't front on you, but at the same time, you got to make it to where these motherfuckers can't front on you because you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. I think that's ego, though. I don't know what this is.
Ego is okay. Ego is okay in a little bit. Because listen, ain't no motherfucker going to run over me, man, and treat me like a little peon. I'm a boss up.
You know what? And I clearly,
I'm gonna boss up.
I definitely understand that.
Who you think you front on?
So take
big
okay.
Homie,
Let's take.
All
right. So let's take a person like me, for instance, who I'm obviously like still successful in all the things that I got my hands in. Right. Like I didn't fall off nowhere. You know what I mean? And let's say an artist is. By statue, is that the word? Stature. Yeah. It's just considered doing better than I am. That shit don't bother me, because I'm like, what stop? Like, I'm still over here getting my bag the way I've been getting it, and I don't have to prove that. Like, I just ain't about just, you know, we ain't measuring dicks in this shit to me. It's like, yo, bro, if I see you and we was cool 2 years ago, and I see you, I expect to be cool again, unless we fuck something up.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, cool, you know what, he don't fuck with me like that. I don't fuck with him like that. It's cool. I understand those moments. What I don't understand, though, is when you just, in your mind, you're a better person than the people you used to deal with. And it's like, that ain't it, dog. Like, and that shit that Kanye was doing was that, bro. It wasn't that. Like, luckily, Cootie was just a real ass nigga, man, and was just like, you know what, I ain't gonna check you right now. But I bet you he checked him. I bet you he checked him, bro. I bet you there was a moment where it was like, listen, bro, you don't gotta do that. Now that ain't gonna be on the tape. That's not on the video. Of course, you know that's disrespectful. We don't do shit like that. But I promise you, bro, that shit wasn't as easy as it looked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. But you're talking about genuine friendships, right?
I'm talking about genuine friendships.
I'm talking about just moving out here. Like, genuine friendships is one thing. You don't gotta be my friend, my homeboy, but you ain't about to sit up here and like front on me.
But I don't think you can do that unless you a friend. I don't feel like if I don't know you and you treat me that way, I don't give a fuck. Like let's say I ran into Kanye right now and he fronted on me, I wouldn't give a fuck. But I mean, I don't know you, nigga.
But if you genuine friends though, that don't even apply because y'all fuck with each other regardless. It ain't no friend. I'm talking about somebody you ain't seen, and you gonna still address me the same way you need to address me because I'm a motherfucking boss.
I can't argue that. So I really can't.
So to me, it's just kind of like, in other words, again, this is so anti because I'm naming names. I never name names on the podcast. I already did. I named a bunch of names. Going back to my Slaughterhouse thing, like, which side you want to be on is all I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which side you want to be? You want to be on the fronters or the front E's? You know what I'm saying? Which, by the way, for me, I never front on nobody. I love everybody.
Unfortunately, man, this is also a community issue.
Bossed up or get bossed on.
It's a community
That's my free game.
issue.
Bossed up or get bossed on.
I feel like just our community of people, man, we tend to do that. Like, when we get money, we go buy expensive shit so we can be more fancier than people who don't have money.
You said that on the phone when we talked to.
That shit is stupid to me. Yeah. Like, the whole shit is stupid. Like, it's like mentally that shit carries on into all the other things that we do. So that shit ain't cool. So I don't agree with anybody that's fronting on people because they doing good. Like,
just boss up. Speaking of boss up, we got a boss
front
man.
on me though with that shit, and I know you. I'm calling your ass out.
Speaking of bossing up, man, we got a dope interview with Stevo, man. Dingle, man, manager for OG Parker, Romano. You know what I'm saying? Dope manager who manages producers. You know what I'm saying, and artists. So
hell yeah,
let's get into that interview, man, right now.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Free game. Welcome back to the Free Game Producer Podcast. I'm Brian Onrea with WLPWR in the building. We got a very, very special guest in the building. One of the major players here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Manager extraordinaire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about. You know, he manages OG Parker.
Yep.
Romano. We're going to get into it, but I believe you founded Stay Lowe Ent, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
You know, major player in Atlanta. We got Steven Dingle in the building, aka Stevo from Zone 4 in the building. How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, I appreciate it. I'm good, man. I'm good. Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Thank you for coming, man. You know, it's Atlanta, bro, so to catch up with all these folks is getting shit done. It's hard to do, man. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you coming in, man. This is a special interview to me because on the podcast, man, we're always talking about the business of the record producer and the business of the songwriter and all the things that take place with getting a producer where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? Getting placements, you know, putting them in the right position, things like that. And very few times do we get to talk to like the management side of it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you and Melita are out here doing some really big things with producers, and so to have you on the show is a super big ups for us, and thank you. So let's get right into this thing, man.
Yeah, and for me, you know, backstory is real important because we want to inspire people who want to get into music to let them know there's more than one path. You don't have to be on the other side of the camera. You don't have to be a rapper or a singer. You can be behind the scenes.
Yep.
And career path is very important. So let it get into the backstory because somebody might hear something familiar in their life that they can be inspired from. So I see Zone 4, you know, in your Instagram name. So are you from Atlanta?
Yeah. I'm from here, but I have the I mean, Amaretto would kind of, I guess, say I'm not, but I was born in East Point. I was born in East Point.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not a Grady baby. I'm a Northside Hospital baby, but parents moved to Henry County, McDonald specifically, and then they split, and then my dad moved back to the SWAT. So I was back. I went to school in Henry County High School specifically, but you know, every weekend or you know, whenever pops
Metro Atlanta.
Yeah, I was in the SWATs, and I just had some issues. Not like me personally, but like some racist stuff happened. So when I was with Pops in the city and he was making sure like, he worked for Bronner Brothers, which is a big black brand in Atlanta. Yeah. Like he just would always move around the city. The office is off MLK. My sister went to CAU where I ended up going as well. So it's just like when I was in the city, Greenbrier Mall, all this black excellence was around. He made sure to let me know like this black on here, this is black brand here. So doing that stuff in high school in Atlanta, I just like zone for because Twitter came out 08, 09. Yeah. So I was just I'm like, man, I'm giving Atlanta. SWATs. Henry County treated me like so. I love McDonald, Henry County, and Atlanta the same.
That's really crazy, man. A lot of people don't realize that in Atlanta, bro, you could go any direction 25 miles, man, and you will not. It's not as black. Mm-hmm. It's weird because it's Georgia. And so we just recently became like a blue state again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people don't understand that. Like it's really rural and country and very racist on just the outskirts of what's considered one of the blackest communities,
Right. And that's why I feel like my upbringing I got when they say you get out of Atlanta, you're in Georgia. Yeah. I know both. Like I get the Atlanta and then I know what it's like being in Georgia. So I understand all scopes of it.
So what were your influences growing up, like musically, business-wise? Like who influenced you?
I mean, I was in sports then. So like it wasn't, I always compare my path like the movie Slumdog Millionaire where like the guy didn't he's not the smartest guy. He didn't know all these random facts, but the reason he had all the answers because his life path, he ended up having the answers just by going through life. So like for me, I said I'm always big in sports and even to this day, like when it comes to stories, movies, books, etc. I love like posse films, posse stories. So like Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, whatever. So like when I looked at my favorite artist, Outkast, T.I.'s my favorite rapper. Like I just looked and I was like, I'm not a creative. I don't consider myself one. But I was like, who are the people around these people that are making this stuff happen? So like, or like Jay-Z as I got older, so I would just be looking around. And I didn't even want to be in the music business at this time. I would just be like, okay, I get Dame. Then I see Kevin Lyles. Then I see whoever else. Or then like KP is like my biggest inspiration in this because I was like, okay, you in every Outkast album, you in every Tip album. Who are you? What do you do? And I found out he was A&R, and so that's when when I decided, when in college I wanted to be in the business, I just looked back and was just like, oh, KP, this is something I could do. Yeah. So for me, I didn't have inspirations growing up. It was just I already knew the players. I knew the Run DMC story, who Russell Simmons and Leroy Cohen and all these people were by default. Like not because I want to be in the business, just because I was like, okay, who helped Jay-Z do that? Who helped Tip do that? And then when I got older and basketball dreams faded away, I just okay. And then going to college here and being from here, I was able to when I started working with people, I was able to already plug in with friends because I okay, you throwing a show, you run this club. It was kind of like an easy plug in because I already knew people.
So is that how you started in the management when you were in college, like doing shows? And how did you actually get to managing artists?
Yeah, so I was, like I said, Twitter came out, and I've always been an opinionated guy. And then Tumblr was out. So, my Tumblr wasn't that creative stuff that you're thinking. But I was like, I'm just going to review albums. I remember I did Take Care. I was being funny. I remember I called Drake She the whole time. Just being funny. I would always make jokes in it. Because, Take Care was like a sensitive movie album. So it was just stuff I love Drake. That's no diss. But I was just I'm going to be funny and add my personality. Yeah. So I would just post reviews. And Nina Brown, for everybody knows from Frank Ski and the Wanda Show, she had some friends that were interns under her. So I met her in the event and all that. So we followed each other and she saw my reviews and she was like, you always talk about music online. You should be my brother. And her brother is one of my best friends to this day, Noah's Art. And man, if you know Noah's a legend in his own right. Yeah. But he brought me on to Greenmont Park, which was a blog at the time in Atlanta. This is around 2011 this time. Greenmont Park was to me the only during the blog era. I was like, Atlanta ain't really got a platform when you got Ashley Outrageous, Hustle Girl, Two Dope Boys, etc. This was, to me, I was like, okay, here go an Atlanta blog that's capturing, and it wasn't the street rap. I knew the Figure Eights, the Prime Times, but it was Hollyweird, Grip Plies, Proton. I'm like, I don't even know this side, but Noah brought me on. He's like, you should meet these guys because they run this blog and they're artists. So that was my first, it's not a job, but that was my intro. Okay, I have a mission to find talent, post it, and I was just with this blog stuff, nobody's outside. I didn't know what Ashley Outrageous looked like, or Hustle Girl looked like, or the dudes who ran Two Dope Boys. So once again, being from here, I'm like, if I find an artist online, I'm gonna pull up and say, hey, I like you. Email me your music. I'm Stevo. So it was like a relationship thing. It wasn't just digital. Yeah. So from that point, people found, knew I was posting and I was curating on the blog. Nice. And a friend of mine, and it's almost to this day, I've never discover the artist on my own. It's always come by recommendation. So a friend of mine recommended a young lady, Milo Smith, my first artist, because they were at Georgia State.
Bro, the way I know you is all starting to come around now, bro. Yeah. Milo, bro.
That was my first artist. So somebody was like, you need to check her out. She already put the project out. Like, it was Sweet 404. And she's like, she's dope. I listened to the project, got with my boy Noah. I was like, what you think? And we were like, dang, she dope. And come to find out she already knew 2-9 and a bunch of people. So, and I met them through trying to post them on the blog, all that.
Yeah.
And like, I called her one day and just like, yo, somebody put me on your music. I never managed before. You got a team, blah, blah, blah. And she took like a day or two and called me back and was like, let's try it.
Yeah.
Like, and that was like September 2011. And like, we just got the ball rolling. We missed A3C, but I remember that March, she had like 6 shows at South by. And I had her shows at around Atlanta or whatever, but I was just like, I might be pretty good at this management thing. Like, so yeah, that was my start. Milo, like everywhere I go, I wouldn't be anywhere without Milo, bro. That's the foundation of everything.
Super fire.
So you just kind of learning like trial by fire, where you just like there's no really handbook, right? So did you say, you know what, you need to get shows? Like, what were your first moves when you got your first artist? Like,
my thing, I just was like, I gotta get as many eyes on you as possible. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but like I said, I would hear Leor talk about being at Run DMC, or I would hear about Outkast being outside Greenbrier Mall and rapping. Like, so I didn't think you need to do that, but I was just like, the goal was to get you in front of as many people as possible. If you think someone's dope, like, you're gonna trust the music. You like, if people hear this, I believe in the music and you so much that when people hear it, everything else is gonna pay off. So my thing was just like, anybody I knew who threw a show, I don't care how small, big, I was just like, I need my artist on there.
Yeah.
And then from there, people would be like, you know, the standard stuff like, yo, she dope, let's get in the studio. And then you build relationships like that. And then the people she was already around, they may not taken her, I don't know if they took her serious or not, but like, we started getting more features with the people she was already around, but they saw her moving. And you know how that go. They just like, oh, come do a song, even though y'all knew each other. It's like, okay, I saw you, see you moving.
Now.
Come do a song. So like, we was tearing like Forte, Rome Fortune, 2-9, Key. Like, it wasn't anybody from that 2011-14 scene like we didn't have a song with. Like, and she was just moving. So there was no blueprint. It was just,
I remember.
I want everybody to hear you. Who want to feature? Who want to like? You need to be there, kind of thing. So that was my thing. Just, it was no strategy. It was just get in front of as many people as possible and use all my resources to do so.
Yeah, that's dope. That's really dope, man. So like, I remember OG Macko. So did it go from managing Milo to managing him? Like, how did that kind of play into your career path?
That's exactly how it went. I had Milo from 2011 to 2014.
Yeah.
And I only had them about 2 months together.
Yeah.
But like I said, she went to Georgia State. Macko went to Georgia State. Noah was working with Fat Man Key at the time.
Yep.
And I don't know what made Key want to get in with Macko, but Key always does like collaborative projects all the time. So Noah was with Key and they started recording, you guessed it, the Give 'Em Hell song, because we named the project Give 'Em Hell too. Mm-hmm. He came back and I was staying with Noah at the time in East Atlanta. Like, and he just came back, he's like, yo, this kid Macko. And I knew he had road running at Georgia State. And he was like, yo, I think like Macko ain't got no management. Like, you might need to get on it. And I'm like, I was like, man, these 2 songs, because I think they did You Guessed It, Give 'Em Hell first. So like, these 2 songs right here, crazy. Like, we might need to do it. So he was like, bro, I'll tell him. And he pulled up to the house we were staying at. It's actually off Hosea Williams. And Macko, he's like, yeah, bro, I like what you're doing with Milo. Like, I see her at school. Like, I know what you're doing. Like, I love it. Like, I would love to have you on the team. We just sat for a while, talked. And I was like, hey, bro, I'm with it. This is my strategy. I'm just going to get you in front of as many eyes as possible. Same thing. I'm just like, Milo's the only person I've worked with.
I love it, man.
And that's how it happened.
The way you move and I like the way that you're just kind of explaining that this ain't rocket science.
Right.
Like, it's really just about being, first being a fan of the artist you're working for, or working with. And then, believing in it enough to just tell as many people about it as possible. And it's like, so many people overthink it. They're like, what is management? We trying to put together this whole, theory behind it. But you're making me understand it in a way that's like, yeah, I've never been on the management side really. So I'm always trying to, I kind of look at managers as like fairies. Yeah. How did you pull that shit off? What did you do? But I like the fact that like you're kind of making it realistic. You know what I mean? And people think that you got to have like this long history of things to get done, but really you just gotta have drive and be willing to get out there and put your face in front of it.
Absolutely. And one thing that helped me with with Macko, like Milo, she didn't end up signing the deal or anything, but I built a lot of my foundation of relationships through her. Like I say this all like Double at RCA was interested in Milo. Jeff Vaughn, who was running Capital recently, signed NBA YoungBoy. Like these are people who were interested in Milo that I can call right now, or they're calling me saying, "Yo, I got an artist. What beats I need? What can we do?" And like that was because of Milo. Yeah. So when I had Macko, I had a little bit more. It would still get in front of as many people as possible, but I had resources where I didn't have. Like Milo was all like they calling me or emailing me, and then I'm meeting you for the first time. With Macko, it was like, yo, I got this new artist. What y'all think? It wasn't like give us a deal. Yeah. But I could go to them and put it like I don't gotta wait till you come to me. Right. I can say, look, I got a new artist. What we doing? Yeah. And then or like keep an eye out. And we signed with QC like in several months. Like it was quick. Like like if anybody know how that You Guessed It campaign, which wasn't planned to be so quick, but it just ended up being quick.
Yeah. That's fine, man. That's something I have noticed about you, man. It seems like you got great relationships. Like
I would say so.
You know, pretty much everybody that knows you, you know what I'm saying, like they fucks with you. So it's like in that sense, that's a good place to be. Because I know what it feels like if a relationship isn't good and how much it could damage what you gotta do and where you gotta move. You know what I'm saying? So the record industry is one of those places, man, where like it's always good to try to make sure that you keep all relationships intact, at least in a respectable fashion. Now everybody not gonna like you. Who cares about all that? That's not really the point I'm trying to make. But when people respect you enough to keep the business intact, that's always a excellent strategy, man.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, let's get into these producers.
That was my next question. Yeah. How did you get into managing producers? Because you got some of the hottest producers up under you right now. Yeah. And what's the difference between managing a producer and managing an artist in terms of day to day?
Yeah, how I got into it was through, like I said, I've never found somebody on the street and was like, come on with it. Like it was always by recommendation. So when Macko signed to QC, OG Parker he had like 3 producers. It was Deco, OG Parker, and Brandon Thomas, who produced You Guessed It and Give Him Hell. Yeah. So like those are the OGG producers. So Brandon Thomas, because You Guessed It and Give Him Hell went crazy, he kind of like was out of there. He kind of didn't need to. Not saying Parker and Deco needed it, but because Brandon had the singles, because OG Parker and Deco didn't have nothing on the EP that we did with Key that launched in the Stardom. Yeah. So Brandon was like, "Oh, I'm out of here." Like not some OGG, but you know, I don't need to be next to Macko no more. Yeah. So with Parker, when he did the deal with QC, Parker and Deco was like, you know, they got their grinding like, okay, OG Macko signed to QC, we OGG. He said like we can use this room and do whatever. So they took full advantage. They slept in the studio. When Quavo needed a beat, or Migos or Johnny Cinco at the Rich the Kid, they were waking up. Yeah, I got a beat. Like with their laptops. Like, it was crazy. So I remember him asking, and he had like a collective at the time. I can't remember the name, but he was like, yo, Stevo, it's like a group of us. Like, we need you to manage me. And I was like, you know, this artist shit, I feel like I like, I'm not perfect, but I had Milo, I did whatever. Macko, we signed, look at where we at. Yeah. So I was like, with producers, I just don't know how to insert you. I don't know. I didn't know anything about it. Yeah. So as Macko was going, I was starting to get, you know, build even more relationships with A&Rs on it. And they would just be like, yo, you got any beats? You got any references? And I would just be like, okay, I can go back to Parker now, because now I'm getting the request to where like, okay, I have work for you. So I went back to Parker just like, and at that time, he like the group idea, whatever it was over with. So I was like, Parker, I'm getting hit up for this. So like, if you can send me a pack, or, you know, if I can call, whatever, like call you and you can pull up. He's like, bet. So I remember like, I feel like it was that within a month. But K-Camp is a good friend of mine, and Parker was in the studio. Yeah. He was cooking up, and I put him on Instagram, and Camp DM me like, what the hell is that? And I was like, my new producer I'm working with. So he's like, man, send me something. Yeah. And I sent him a pack, and then that's the first, like, my first pack I ever sent out, and that 100 record. That was the 100 record. And then he ended up getting Fetty Wap on the remix, and that's like my first gold record. Like, that was the first thing I ever did for Parker. Ended up being that. Man, that's fine. So that was with the producer thing. That was learning, same thing, and then I had to learn how it goes about splits and royalties. Because I'm not even gonna say what we charged for that beat, but it wasn't shit. And I didn't know better because Parker wasn't getting nothing. Right. And like he didn't have Macko singles or nothing, so I was just like, maybe this is okay. Yeah. So like even that was a mistake, quote unquote. But like, I mean, Parker trusted. He was like, bro, I just need opportunities, like. So we learned together, and then Melita came on the team maybe 6 months to a year later, like, and we've been going crazy. And then even with Romano, Parker was like, "This is my partner. He's dope." And we would like, it got to a point, me and Melita would call, like, he would come with Parker sometimes, and then we would just be like, yo, Romano, we need you to do this. And then we was like, bro, like, if you willing to work together, let's do. And Romano was like, hell yeah, we kind of been doing it. Yeah. And that's how that happened. So like I said, I've never like, I mean, I would love to. I'm not against finding people, but the way my career has been is just like, people just keep coming. Just
that's the way it's supposed to be. Man. Yeah. Nah, that works.
So is that how Stay Lowe Ent kind of came about? Being that you was getting multiple creators, multiple producers. So how did it come about?
No, so I created a company in 2014 when I had Macko. Okay, it was the Glorium Group, and then once I had Parker, I stopped working with Macko in 2016, and Parker still didn't have like a big hit at that point, but like Macko was my main income, so I had to go get a regular job and everything. So like with Glorium Group was from 14 to 16, I kind of let it go because I was like, Parker's my only client. I'm working a regular job. I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah. But then Parker called the Migo record. Not Walk and Talk It yet, but Slippery. Yeah. So Slippery went crazy. Then Walk and Talk come that he did his pub deal, and then I was able to quit. So that's when I created Stay Lowe, but I still didn't get back. So like I created Stay Lowe over the pandemic. Like that year was that 19, whatever year the pandemic happened. I need to get my business back in order. Yeah. So I slick did it just like, because the thing, I was making a decent income, and I just need to get my business matter in order. So I created a company in 2014 first. It fell by the wayside because I slick got out the business, but Parker was my 1 foot in, and then I just recreated another company to get my business affairs in order. So
that's super fire, man.
Yeah. So what's the day-to-day look like, in terms of when you have producers? I know you got a relationship with A&Rs, so you just work your relationships. Do you just follow up with some of the music that's already been submitted before? I know it's a lot of following up probably.
Yeah. Every day is just, getting up. Of course, you just get ready, brush your teeth and all that stuff. But yeah, you're always checking your emails because like I'm not one of the people who like 5 o'clock hits, it's over with. But like in case you may get some emails overnight, you just check through that, see what once you got a hot producer, paperwork is always going to be like it could be a record that was released a year ago that you still get these splits, these sample clearances, or it could be still working out a record that's coming out in 3 months. So it's usually something like, it's always going to be something of that nature. It ain't always going to be like a new track or something like that. Yeah. And then like, I don't go through records every day, but you try to just like, I'm not going to lie, like I'm on Instagram and stuff just like everybody else. But like, if I see somebody in the studio, I'm like, what y'all working on? I'm nosy. Like, I'm like, what y'all got? What you working on? Like, and then like, they be like, yo, yeah, Stevo, they probably lying. I was just thinking about y'all. Yeah, we actually, okay, bet. Then I get to the computer and try to sit and send some stuff. So I just try to catch it. And then, of course, people hit you like, yo, I'm working on this album. You got some stuff? Or, like if I'm, like I said, I'm A&R now, United Masters. So it's like now, like I can be like, yo, I got an artist I'm looking for these type of records for. Okay. And like kind of I can try to help guide people, stuff like that. So
keeping your eyes open and
So it's no like one day is the same as the next day. Like you just all know. I'm saying I may pull up on y'all over here, what y'all working on, like what we got going. If I hear something like yo, I need, just how he's like yo, me and Parker did a beat. I sent to the Jig phone. I'm like this sound like Jig Killer. I don't know what he gonna do, but I just was like I think he would sound good on this. Text it to him. It's just no day is the same, but it's just always like how can you make a play? Yeah.
It's that stay ready mentality, man. It's as long as you're always ready, it's cool, man. Yeah. So let's talk about the the growth factor of your business and your brand and how now you're all of a sudden working for like United Masters. I noticed that like the A&R part is becoming more and more of your day-to-day thing as well. Like, what is that? Is this just would you just consider this like natural growth, or is this like a part of your plan? Like, is this something that you've always want to do? Because I know you did say when you started that A&R was, part of the initial thought pattern, but so it's like full circle almost.
Yeah, it's like, because if it never happened, I would have been fine. But it is, because I'm not even one of those people like a manifestation. Like I just do what I do, and I'm confident that I'm going to make life work. Yeah. So the fact that I actually have a job doing what because I never interned, I never had a mentor. So it's just like managing artists was always like, if I show enough people that I can break talent and then with the producer came up habit, if I can get hits that way, people are just going to say, we need you. Yeah. And the fact that it happened, it's just like, I'm like, damn. That's super. Because I was like, most of the people I know did intern or doesn't have a mentor. And I don't know a lot of people. Like Melita's one, like we have the same story in the sense of she never did that. So like for her have her A&R job, we both just be looking at each other like, damn,
we
really did this shit. Like when all our other partners had so much guidance and all, and that's dope. I wish I had that. But so to be, like I said, full circle, like, damn, I really did it. Like, it's just now I'm ready to do it too. Like, getting a job, cool, did it. Cool. That's crazy. But now it's like, all right, it's time to get these hits under my belt too. So
that's fine, man. It's fun to watch, bro.
Yeah,
so you got any advice for like, any up and coming, producers, managers, anybody that wants to get into this, like, this might be the corny part of it, but you know what I'm saying? Good. How do you feel about
free game though?
Yeah, it's called free game. So
for producers, man, this you got to put up a lot of jumpers, bro.
Yeah,
like that. It ain't
that's
cute.
Good. That's really good, dog.
This producer, this ain't cute. Oh, my bad. I didn't answer Brian's question about the difference between an artist and a producer.
Yeah.
So this will go into that. An artist, your career is based on, like, I gotta make everybody like you. Like, that's the goal. Like, I'm not gonna achieve it, but like, I have to get you fans. I want as many people to like you as possible. Yeah. With a producer, I just need the right people to like you.
Come on,
I
man.
just need, if Megan Thee Stallion like you, it like job done. Like, I don't need millions of people to like you to get me successful. Man. If Childish Gambino like you
speaking
cool.
right,
like,
bro. Listen,
like so, and no, some producers want to be the fame, like they want to be popular. That's a whole different strategy. But I'm talking about as far as making hit records.
Yeah,
I just need to be able, like, you got to have that personality and that vision.
Yeah,
but maybe I could put you in the room with them. But like, I just need the right people to like you.
That's right.
And that's the biggest difference for me. Is just like the effort of where you put it. Like, artist, I gotta go get people. Producer, I gotta get you with the right people.
That's right.
And they both come with their own level of difficulty. So it's not about which one's hard. It's just that's the difference.
How does that relate to the throwing up jumpers part? Like, is it like there's a lot of following up, a lot of pester? Because what's the balance between pestering and like persistence?
I mean, I think I'll answer the lot of jumpers part first. This producer side, and I'm saying everybody you can say, like, there's just no guarantees with it. Like, even if you get in with the artist and you think you got one, it may never come out.
Yep.
So it's just like, what you gonna do? You just gonna say, I was in the studio with so and so and we got one. Like, my boy, it may never come out. So while you going around telling everybody I was just, and then it never come out. Like, it don't even matter. Like, the picture was cute for Instagram, but like, you got bills to pay, you got kids to feed, and all you can say is I was in the studio with them. So it's like, you just constantly got to keep moving. I'm saying, we got to put up 200 jumpers to make one.
That's right.
So if you ain't willing if you only putting up 50, I don't know what to tell you.
It's crazy. I had the same conversation with my producers here in the building today. Everybody's a little slumped out. They're like, man, it's so slow right now. I'm like, bro, listen, this is the time to build that catalog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when the Sun come back out this summer and they finally, everybody's finally okay with coming back out and we back booming again. It's like, bro, you want to be ready for that. So you want to be building up your catalog now and making sure that you have everything you need in order to, when you run into somebody that's making a move, you can get right to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's excellent advice, man.
Yes, sir. And coming from all angles. Like, that's what make our team so great with me, Melita, Parker, Romano. Like we'll send the same beat out too. Like, don't get me, like, if I sent you some beat 6 months ago, I'm not gonna not send you that beat you're singing and play. If you ask for the same type, I'm gonna ease one of them 1 and 2 that I sent you before, because you never know. We all know, we looked at Migos and Pharrell's. That's a 10-year-old beat. Like stir fry. Yeah, like, I'm not letting no beat fall by the wayside. If you ask me for a certain beat and you ask me for the same, it could be for a different artist, but you say I need turned up booty shaking music, and you didn't, and then I sent you a beat 6 months ago. I'm sending you that same one I thought was dope, because it could be for a different artist, whatever, and they could approach it a whole different way. Yeah. So like, I need Parker to get in with them. I'm gonna send you a pack. I'm gonna text your phone if I'm just sitting and I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, I think so and so would sound good on this.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, that's my job too. If I believe in the music and I think, I'm gonna push for it too. Yeah. So you can't just be like, yo, I sent them a pack. I don't want to. I said that pest. I don't want to bug, but it's like, as a producer, you really have the vision for the song, right? So it ain't no pestering. To me, it's only pestering when it's like, you just tapping for the sake of tapping. Yeah. But if you like, bro, even if you never get it, but it's like, yo, I'm telling you, like, I have this cadence in mind. Like, this would, yo, I'm gonna send you a voice note because I think this would sound crazy. Like, if you keep adding to, like, and trying to sell it, I ain't gonna get tired. I may, like, even if you send it to me as an A&R, like, I may be like, nah, that ain't it. But if you send me a keep on, I'm never gonna be mad, because I'm like, okay, you're trying to sell me the vision. Yeah. Now, if you just like, did you listen to Stevo? Did you listen to Stevo? Did you listen to Stevo? It's just like, bro, I'm not listening because I just didn't get to it yet.
Yeah.
So, but like, if you keep adding, I'm like, oh, you added a little melody to this. That's gonna be like, let me listen because you did this.
Yeah.
So the pestering part is just when you just like, did you listen? Did you listen? Did you listen?
Yeah.
But if you just like, I can tell you like, hey, bro, I got a reference for this one. Yo, I think Kehlani could kill this. Listen, I'm gonna be like, oh, Kehlani? Okay. Like, that's the stuff that makes people excited and make me be like, this ain't pestering. You on a mission.
Yeah.
And I need to, like, okay, I see you on a mission. So let me get on this boat before I get left behind.
That's fine, man.
So that's to me, that's the difference.
Super good shit.
Free gang.